How are we looking, Swaff? Good?
Good. Sharp.
That's a nice way of saying, how am I looking? How we look. How am I looking?
Oh, my phone just said, I didn't get that.
You didn't get what? You didn't get my joke there?
No.
No. All right.
Anyway, never mind.
We're back in Racket Land. This is Byron Lazine and Nicole White, and you are tuned into episode 82 of The Real Word.
Word is up.
The word
82
is
feels
up.
Good.
Feels real good. We're back in Racket Land here in the Racket studio.
And we're also post runner-up winners.
That's right.
Holla.
We got first runner-up for the Inman Innovator Award for the podcast category,
Thank you, everybody.
which was announced last week. I
Byron's
didn't stick around
convinced
for
that we would have won if we were there.
I'm convinced that Inman, not to, Bill Reiser, who won. You do a great job.
You listened to him?
Real estate sessions. I did. I checked it out. We did a little bit of rundown on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing a great job, as well as the second runner-up, massive agent Dustin. Everybody was doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like, unfortunately, Bill, this is heartbreaking for you.
Yeah.
I feel like we would have won if we had told Inman we were going to be there for the award show.
I feel like what really needs an award is the name. I feel like maybe there should just be like a name winner.
You know what I will say? It's actually pretty cool to even be on that list.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We started this show the end of 2017. You had been
in your
doing,
parents' basement.
Yeah, basically. Definitely. That is actually how it happened. But you had been doing a ton of, I don't know, wouldn't call it like, I guess, a show, but just online videos in general through the House of Social Media Bill leading up to that point. I had been doing a show for quite some time. And in 80-something episodes in basically a year's time to have been on that list.
No, it's amazing. I remember when you said that we were going to do a podcast, you're like, let's sit down and do it. I'm like, what the fudge am I supposed to be talking about?
And we're like, let's just talk about this guy who hates Zillow. And
I think it was, Nicole, you don't have to say a word. I'm going to talk about this guy that, really, and that I feel like that's just been like the reoccurring theme. I'm just happy that you took me along. So thank you.
No, actually, it's just been so much fun. And when you have someone to work with like you that you really have great energy with, like Tom has said, he's like, dude, your show would suck without Nicole.
Oh, it's so true.
So
true.
I'm pumped that
we just wouldn't have any content without you though. So
without Inman, thanks to Inman, or actually really thanks to Zillow. This is like the Zillow show. We're gonna touch on Zillow.
No, you want it to be the Zillow show.
It really should be, because we're going to be talking about Zillow for a long time. We're talking about them Racket number 2.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into that, there's another big company that kind of snuck into real estate. They dropped the news while I was at Inman. Of course they did that, kind of just get everybody buzzing. They know there's a big real estate conference.
Were people buzzing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about it.
I think it's magnificent. I really do.
Well, I mentioned it. I think that afternoon is the day I did the talk that you were supposed to do with me, the podcast talk.
Well,
It wasn't.
Remember,
like
I was supposed to be on the big screen.
Yeah,
But then you found out that really only 2 people listened to the podcast anyway. So.
Yeah, there's about 1,000 people in the room, and I said, by the way, since we're doing a talk on how to get a podcast listened to, how many of you guys actually listened to the podcast? And literally 3 people.
Yeah.
One of them was the broke agent.
So you were speaking about how to get people to listen to you, and no one was listening to you.
Nobody listens.
No big deal.
No, we get a lot of people that do listen. We thank all of you guys, and we think that. Thankful that Inman actually does kind of put this content out there for more people to see it. So
and shares shares, which is great. Yeah.
So, anyways, they dropped the news that Tuesday at the conference. Amazon is in the real estate game. We want to touch on what that will mean for a real estate agent that's not involved or under one of these brokerages that Realogy controls, because this is a Realogy Amazon partnership. So what does this mean for real estate agents, and is this a racket? Nicole, why don't you give your 2 cents?
Oh, gosh.
And then or do you want to give the general what the program is?
Yeah,
I
think that's probably just for people that maybe aren't familiar with it or haven't really read.
The program is called Turnkey.
You love it.
You can go. I love the name. Great name, Turnkey.
It's ridiculous.
Amazon wants everything turnkey, by the way.
Of course.
So this is a great name for them to kind of hatch on to. It's amazon.com/turnkey if you wanted to go check it out. How it works, they're going to, number 1, match you with a hand-selected local real estate agent. Number 2, find and purchase your new dream home, obviously with your agent's help. Your agent's going to walk you through that however they do it.
Right.
Number 3, you get thousands back in Amazon move-in benefits. Everything works in threes. You notice that? It's always like 3, 1, 2,
It's the only thing that works. It has to always be. I'm an odd gal.
All right, so if you buy a house between $150,000 and $399,000, assuming now that there's nothing below $150,000 for deals for consumers. So if you buy a house $150,000 to $399,000, you get a package value of $1,000. Scott Compa, actually, one of my good friends in the industry, he did a great video breaking down these incentives. We're going to do it here, though. We're going to do a better job.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So you get 1 Echo Dot, 1 Echo Show. You get 1 Ring doorbell in that $1,000
That's so funny.
package.
We did a podcast on that. I think it was like episode 10. Remember when
on
Amazon?
The Ring doorbell?
Well, not the Ring, but Amazon had come out with a new. Remember they came out with like a new door or a new lock so that you could ship and your delivery person could get in.
House.
Yeah, so this is a little different. Sorry.
So on the next package, it's $400 to $1,000 to $699. You get a $2,500 package. You're going to get 2 Echo spots.
2.
1 Echo Show, 1 doorbell, Ring doorbell, 1 Sonos Beam.
Mm-hmm.
I can't read without my glasses here. 1
it's so small.
1 Eero Wi-Fi. I don't even know what that is. EERO Wi-Fi.
Mm-mm.
And then the next package for $700,000 and up purchases, you get a $500,000 package value.
5,000, not
5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are they just giving you things, or are you allowed to purchase things?
These are the products that you're getting. This package.
So you're not getting $5,000 to spend at Amazon. Amazon is just giving you $5,000 worth of product.
They're giving you all these products that we outlined. We're going to link this up as we always do, so you can go check out the links.
Mm-hmm.
Inside of those packages, the first $1,000 package, $450 of that is credit towards choices of services, including unpacking, cleaning, handyman, carpet cleaning, furniture assembly. The next level up, the $400 to $699, you get $1,000 of that $2,500 towards that stuff, and then $1,500.
So you know what's brilliant here? Again,
people like free shit.
Yes, and do you know who actually ends up paying for that free shit?
The real estate broker or agent
through the referral.
Through the referral.
Yeah.
So essentially, what's happened? If you're a consumer and we'll just give you the quick rundown. Most of the people listening to this show are going to be agents, but if you're a consumer, Realogy owns brands like Better Homes and Gardens, Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Sotheby's, ERA, and so Amazon now is going to generate leads through their platform where they have a ton of attention. Which is brilliant.
I mean, they have so many people.
They got so many eyeballs, and they're going to hand these leads off. Either, I don't know if it's through Cardis. Don't know. I know they mentioned Cardis.
Well, they mentioned Cardis just because Cardis has mastered
lead generation, and Cardis is certainly
and how to manage leads, like how to manage the leads. Yeah.
So if it's going to go directly through Cardis or if it's going to go directly through these Realogy brands, I'm actually not sure. I'd love for a Realogy agent to reach out to me and let me know what they're hearing the process of this lead flow is going to be. But they're going to get leads, people that want to buy a home, sell a home, right? Because this person is signing up through this particular lead generation source through Amazon because they want the package of free goods, similar to like what Dave Ramsey does, right? Dave Ramsey has a national radio show where he basically says, hey, I've got trusted advisors throughout the country. These trusted advisors are people that pay Dave Ramsey a fee to generate real estate leads. So they're vetted out by Dave Ramsey, and Dave Ramsey gives them leads.
Right.
Now, what's interesting about this is Realogy, I would imagine, is going to have control over vetting out who these leads go to. So
you do need to be trained.
So Amazon is through Turnkey, through their brand Turnkey. They are pitching to consumers. This is where I want you to listen closely. Amazon is pitching to consumers that we are going to match you with a hand-selected local real estate agent. What are they not saying in there? They're not saying we're going to match you with the best agent. We're going to match you with a top producing agent. We're going to match you with the best customer service agent. No. We're going to match you through a local real estate agent. We're likely, I'm guessing here, we're likely going to be leaving that up to Realogy, a C21 brand, a Sotheby's brand, etc. Meaning you're getting, as the consumer, put with any agent. It could be a phenomenal buyer's agent, and Nicole White. It could be, or listing agent, right? It could be a brand new agent, right? A lot of times Cardis will put deals together and hand select an agent for a relocation buyer or a seller with a brand new agent, because a brand new agent is more likely to take, a 30%, 25% commission split after everything's done, Cardis and brokerage and blah, 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 because they're hungry for deals. So you get a brand new out of the package agent who has questionable training only because, listen, and I'm not beating up on Realogy brands. I'm beating up on the industry as a whole.
Right.
Every single brokerage training is lacking from the brokerage perspective and really strong with the top teams throughout the country.
I do need to say, though, in the article, it did say that whomever Realogy is picking is a trained individual.
Well, everybody's training has a license.
Well, no, with this Amazon.
Oh, they're going to be trained on the turnkey expectations.
Yes. So there again, they are they are using the word
which is probably one of those little like webinars where you just keep clicking.
Well, but in all honesty, if you're getting a relo deal anyway, they're only giving it to individuals that were trained on that too, and that is really just you're saying videos.
It's a some type of video webinar, and you can click to the end and be done with those types of things.
Yeah. So, but I just wanted to specify though that Amazon is saying through this turnkey there is training.
So now as a consumer, let's just say the most common, because this is going to be the average sale price.
I feel like we should try it. Oh, actually I think it comes out this week.
You actually have to close on a house to, get the deal.
Well, I just want to see
go hire a Realogy agent.
But I think they're only doing it in major cities at first.
Yeah, you're right. That they're piloting in certain areas.
Yeah.
So as a consumer now, if you're going to be in the average price point of our country, $150 to $399, you're getting $1,000 in Echo Dots and $450 towards someone to come in and unpack your boxes
or clean your house.
Clean your house. Right? I'm not discounting that. That's some good stuff. You've got to make the decision. Is the $1,000 worth me not interviewing exactly which agent I want to work with?
Right.
Or is it worth me not literally potentially working with the top agent in that marketplace, right? You've got to make that decision if $1,000 is worth it to you for that. There's no question, my take on this from a real estate industry perspective, there's no question Amazon's going to generate leads.
Absolutely.
Everybody uses Amazon. If Nicole's on Amazon Prime and she's looking for those big bins, those Tupperware bins that you use for moving, right? I'm now Amazon algorithmically.
Is that a word?
I think so. I just made it up. Ness, check that one. Through an algorithm, I'm going to send to Nicole, hey, thinking about moving? Are you relocating? Are you thinking about selling your house? Have you heard about our turnkey program?
Well, just their database alone. I mean, I have Amazon Prime. I feel like the rest of the world does too, right? I mean, the emails that you get from Amazon, the deals. I mean, Christmas. I mean, the database that Amazon has got to be like insane.
Now, the one other point, I don't want to spend the entire show on this. The other point I'll make, when I was at the Inman Connect in Las Vegas last week, I happened to be sitting in the green room before the talk, the podcast talk, and I met this guy, Ben Rubenstein, who is the CEO of Op City, who just sold for $210 million. I'm like, what are you doing in this green room, bro?
Well, I mean, he wanted to hang out with you.
Originally from Connecticut.
Yeah, see?
He's watched the show. Loves the show, by the way.
He's like a bachelor.
He don't know if he's a bachelor.
But we'll find out. We'll find out on Racket 3.
I don't know. Originally, he spent some time in California, but originally from Connecticut.
He watches The Real Word?
Watches The Real Word.
Fun.
Loves The Real Word. Ben, shout out to you. We want to have Ben on The Real Word.
That would be fun.
He said he would do it if he can get it through Realtor.com. Anyway, Ben said what's interesting to him is that they're not playing the Zillow game and putting listings on their platform. And the research that he's done, and the research that's obvious, I'm not giving away an Op City trade secret here. The research that Zillow's done is that the consumer, buyer consumer, shops on product, not agent. Meaning they shop on looking at listings, and then they usually find the agent, right? And then majority of buyers do that. They're looking at homes before they're doing anything else. First, they're looking at the product, the actual physical real estate. And I said, yeah, but they're offering discount. And to his point, he's like, yeah, I mean, that's what Op City does. That's what any of these people do. They give back some type of closing credit or discount or package of goods to a consumer to get them to use their service. But their hook is not the listing. So does Amazon at some point get into that game where the hook becomes the listing feed? They're not doing that yet. They're kind of testing this. Hey, we'll give you Echo Dots. We'll give you $1,000, $5,000 of free goods.
Well, then I'm sure Amazon will just start buying homes and selling them like Zillow's going to do.
But they're not doing the ultimate hook right now. There's so many different ways for them to do it. This is an easy. Let's partner with Realogy because
and they're going to be getting. I mean, now they're giving $1,500 for them to spend at Amazon again. I mean, it's smart.
I mean, it was a smart move. It's not a racket for Realogy.
No,
they're getting beat up everywhere you look.
Right.
They're suing Compass, and some people are supportive of that. Some people think they should be spending their time elsewhere, like increasing their stock, which is where they're getting beat up.
Yeah.
This was a great PR move for them.
Absolutely,
and it should potentially generate leads for their agents. So it's definitely not a racket for Realogy, and nothing Amazon does is a racket.
No.
Right?
We learned about the Fang Gang today.
The Fang Gang: Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of them was going to do something.
I got some fangs, so count
You
Dracula.
gonna be part of the gang?
Dracula. I'll be part of the gang. You know.
Anyway,
so you
not
got
a
the 3
racket.
packages. Not a racket. It's going to generate leads for sure. And if they get a taste of these leads, do they step further into the real estate game? Meaning, people really like this product. What they're trying to ultimately do here, keep in mind, is not generate leads for Realogy and give away free stuff. They could care less. They're trying to create a client for life. It's what Gary Keller talks about for Keller Williams. They want the consumer, when they sell on a house, to now get all their lighting from light bulbs, Amazon, home good needs. The 1 to 3% every homeowner should be really investing back into the house just based off of maintaining, not investment or improvement every year. The 1 to 3% every homeowner should be putting back into their house. They want all spent on Amazon.
Right.
All those homeowner purchases down the line, all in one place.
They're catching it from the beginning. It's smart.
Very smart.
It's good.
If you're an agent, how can you now, like any other, don't take this as anything but another feature. Okay, Open Door has a feature where you can see listings without an agent. Zillow has Redfin has features where they can buy the home direct. As agents, can we build in features where we buy a home direct? Can we build in features where we'll give you a freaking Amazon dot? I'll buy you a dot.
I'll
you
buy
want
a dot.
You want some dots with it?
Well, it's funny. We were actually
candy?
just last week talking.
Do it all.
Yeah, well, we were just talking because Compass, I believe it's Compass, actually offers money to their sellers to fix up their house, and that's when I was like, Byron, we should start doing that. Like,
But
there's so many things that you can work into your own
But
business.
what can you beautifully package to now hand off to the consumer as your feature of what you're going to provide to them?
Well, because you want them as a client for life too, for sure.
100%.
Anyway, not a racket.
Racket number 2, Zillow is playing games with their Zestimate. This has always been the case in the sense that, let's frame this thing up really quick before we get into the video that was sent to me. Shout out to Sophie who sent me the video. We'll get into that in just a minute. But let's frame this up. Consumers and agents have always had a problem with the Zestimate. Why has that been the
Well,
case?
so I think you should step back though, because I don't know that it's the consumer that has a problem with this estimate. It's the consumer that's
some of them are suing Zillow.
Well, right. Yeah. So sellers, but buyers though, as a consumer, are relying heavily on those estimates to come up with value for the homes.
Yes, and so
in their minds.
And so, in their minds, because they're seeing Zillow as this resource of information.
Right.
They see a Zestimate of $300,000 and they think that's what the home's worth. Okay.
Right.
Now, I agree that can be misleading, but I've always said I get it. There are some buyers that truly think this, but I literally hold people to a higher standard, meaning consumers. It's 2019. How stupid can you be? I know that's a really harsh statement.
Go in there.
But like honestly.
Yeah.
Like you really believe that that's what the home's worth?
Right.
You know, like licensed appraisers put values on homes and I don't even believe them.
Okay.
Like I mean, let's just be real here. A licensed appraiser is one person's opinion
Right.
of value. Do I think that's what the home's worth? No, I do not.
Right.
I think it's worth what somebody's willing to pay for it.
Well,
I think licensed appraisals are a bunch of shit, and they work for the banks, and they're going to fit into a box, right? I like to placate off of the market and
Right.
what's the demand look like. How many? This is why it is important to use a buyer's agent,
Right.
Because how long has this really been on the market? I know that Zillow says this, but can you give me the true data from the MLS? How many times has it been listed in the past? How many times did they try to sell it?
Yep.
These are the intangibles of framing up your offer for what is market value.
Well, I think like you said, though, from the very beginning, though, market value is very much what a buyer is willing to pay for it. So even if your person, the numbers aren't lining up, I mean, your job is obviously to get the home for them as well.
Let's get into this video here, and I'll give you some more of my opinions.
Yeah.
But Glenda Baker from Atlanta, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Glenda is a freaking rock star.
She's so
in
fun.
Atlanta. She is amazing.
I enjoyed watching her. Maybe it was the accent. I like the accent. She kept like fixing her hair.
Here's somebody who,
and she tried to say super like non-confrontational. I loved it.
No, she's not confrontational at all. And Glenda has a situation. It's a 12-minute video that we're going to link up that she posted on Facebook. I'd urge you guys to check it out because she has a very specific situation.
It was two situations in one
Zillow
day.
literally changing Zestimates, like one as much as $50,000 to meet their market price on a home that they bought.
Right.
So now we're getting into like collusion and all this kind of stuff.
I guess
almost.
I'm just not surprised. Like, of course they are.
Yeah.
It's their site. Like,
and so here's what I want to say about Glenda, rockstar agent, Atlanta. If you're looking for an Atlanta resource, she's amazing. She's been on, I think their version of $1 Million Listing Atlanta. Is there a $1 Million Listing Atlanta?
Maybe.
She's been on one of those shows. She's worked with celebs. She used to be, I don't know if she still is. I don't think she still is, but she used to be a big Zillow spender. I heard I didn't hear this directly from Glenda, but I heard she did a pro forma on what she spent on Zillow last 6 years. And if she just put that literally into stock market, she would have outperformed her Zillow by 6 to 1. So she
definitely does her research. She's a number lady.
She does her research. She's a number freaking absolutely number data driven agent. And she does a really good job walking you through the scenarios in Atlanta.
And I love that it's in the car. Why do agents always do videos in their car?
I love it because they're in the car. They're working it in the car. You know?
She's like pulling papers out of her bag.
Sophie.
She's kind of unorganized like me.
Who I'll hopefully see in a couple of weeks in California who's a Santa Barbara agent, sent me this and said, oh, you got to check out this video. She's asking in a follow-up text, you know, the value went from 328 to 398, in one of these scenarios. Do I think that someone's going to pick this story up? Glenda sent this over to Brad at Inman, and he said, thanks for the information. They don't know if one of the journalists will pick it up or not.
Right.
To me, there's not much to pick up. Their estimates have been wrong forever. They've never been accurate.
Yeah.
Okay, so the best thing that Zillow could do for PC purposes and for transparency to the consumer would be to say, this is Zillow's opinion of value, right? Like, and here's the game. If I own the house, if I'm Zillow and I own the house, my opinion of value is going to be what I'm asking it for.
Right.
Okay. If I'm representing a seller, my opinion of value is what we're listing it for. Same thing.
Yep.
Okay. At that point, I don't care what other agents' opinions are.
Right.
I don't care, so to speak, what the comps are or not. If I'm selling new product or resale product and we've positioned it for sale at a certain price, I believe in that price. I'm representing one person, the seller. Don't care collectively what the buyer community thinks.
Yeah.
I'll take that feedback, educate my seller, and we may adjust and start to care, but we don't care when we list it and stand behind that number.
Yeah.
Okay? So the Zestimates have always been wrong. Here's something I think that a lot of Zillow, Redfin, Realtor, any of these guys could use to their advantage. If they expand on that, where they don't give a number and they say, click here for our opinion of price, and it opens up an entire page that does show their estimate, but it shows a number of ways of how you can get there. And here's another way, Zillow, you can make money. I'm helping Zillow. Listen to this, okay? You could beautifully display all of the comps that have actually happened, the sold comps, like any agent's going to pull up.
Yep.
But here's one. Click here to get a licensed appraiser. Start getting a VIG off the appraisals. Thank you, Zillow. So you can send me my check in the mail when you start making money on that. They own a mortgage company. To Glenda's point, they own so many different things. They literally are running a monopoly.
There it is.
On the transaction when they're telling you what the home's worth. They're selling you the home. They're giving you the mortgage.
Yeah.
They're giving you the Zillow Premier agent.
I think bottom line with this video though, I think where she's alarmed and is trying to bring to light was that she had that friend that sold it to Zillow, and it was sort of based off of their loose Zestimate. And I think her concern is that consumers are going to start being taken advantage of. Zillow's going to...
here's where
because they can manipulate the numbers. I mean, they can manipulate this estimate to be really low to get someone to sell a house to them, and then manipulate it higher when they go to sell it.
I love Glenda, but one point that I couldn't connect on when she was talking about her friend was she's saying, and I forget the exact number, but let's just call it.
Oh, they were buying it at like 178, but because of all of the concessions.
They were buying at 178. She goes, but that's not really what she got because of all the concessions. Well, listen, what, Glenda? If you listed the home and she sold it to buyer Z over here, X, you're going to have concessions. It's going to get recorded at 180 in the town, in the city, and then you're going to have your commissions that come out of it. So she's not getting the 180 in any scenario.
Right.
Yeah, she's choosing to pay commission, or in this case, she's choosing to pay the fees for Zillow to buy it.
Yeah.
So I don't get that argument. What I am passionate about seeing if there's more scenarios across the country where Zillow is dramatically changing their Zestimate on their Zillow-owned homes. That would absolutely be not allowing their algorithm to come up with these estimates like they've always said, and that would be just manipulating what that Zestimate says. There should be a lot more information to the consumers. To me, Zillow, the days of you getting foot traffic based on Zestimate are over. That was your hook in the beginning, that and Google AdWords, and now the game has changed. People are on there for give them what they want. They want the product, and if they want to sell their home, they can sell their home, but you don't have to hook people through the Zestimate. If you make this ultra transparent, again, create a page where they can actually build their own CMA as an agent would. These CMAs, by the way, that are on the MLS, that agents are providing to consumers, take about 5 minutes to do.
Right.
Any average consumer can figure out with a half-hour or even probably 10-minute video tutorial how to run a CMA. These aren't special pieces of data. Let me say that again. Consumers, if you're listening, a CMA that you've gotten from an agent is not a special piece of data. It is what it is. These sales have happened. These are comps. This should be public information.
Right.
So Zillow, why don't you just give the public information? These are the sales and list them out. And then the marketplace can come up with their estimated value through comparing these sales, right? And through comparing what's on the market. Do it in a beautiful way, though, not a confusing way like your website tends to be.
You feel good?
I love Zillow, by the way.
I know you do.
I mean, Glenda is fired up. I love you, Glenda.
Well, I love Glenda mostly just
because
for at least informing her people. She got the question multiple times, so she immediately wanted to and she did her research, and she immediately wanted to educate her buyers, her sellers,
and here's what we're forgetting as agents
to make sure.
Here's
that
what
they
we're
knew
forgetting
what was going on.
as agents. We're getting pissed sticking up for the consumer, saying the consumer's being misled because Zillow is the holy grail and they're the information source for consumers. But Zillow says, and they're quite open if you actually listen, we are a marketing platform.
Right.
We are a business, we're a public traded company, and we market and we take ads from agents, or now we take referral fees.
And of course they're going to manipulate their numbers. I mean, it's their website. I mean, is it
their
misleading?
Advertising.
Yes, potentially, but I do give Glenda huge props for, getting in front of the camera to educate her people so that they can at least have a little bit more information before they hop into any situation like that.
If you are a consumer, you should be reaching out to the top agent in your marketplace, like a Glenda, us here in Connect, whoever it is in your marketplace, or an agent that you work with, to get the real data. Do not rely on Zillow for anything more than what it is. It's a hook. It's an ad source for you to get interested in what's available. But it's not even real-time data because that's the MLS.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, racket number 3. There's a pretty big show.
I feel like
Do you watch
I
it?
feel like you need a nap after that. You need some
I need a
water.
nap?
You need some
Do
water.
I
or
look worn
anything?
down?
No, you just
Perk
you-
back
you
up
look
here.
good.
I'm ready to go.
All right.
I'll let you run with this one. Do you watch this
No,
show?
go ahead. The third
No?
round. I have not. I'm not watching Hannah B. I'm not.
Hannah B is about to pick her Bachelor.
Her Bachelor.
Hannah B's picking a Bachelor tonight if you see this when it airs, but it could be this week depending on when you see this episode of The Real Word on Bachelorette. And if you're missing out, if you're not in contention for the Hannah B selection, don't worry.
Don't worry.
We've got the top cities for Bachelors. This is a Realtor Mag.
Thank you, Realtor
article.
Mag. You never disappoint.
Never.
Ever.
We always get kicks out of your articles. And so let's give them the top 10 Bachelor spots.
I think it was. I mean, it's amazing.
All right, for the 12 people that live in Madison, Wisconsin, you guys are number one, okay? There must be like one married couple and then a bunch of...
Well, so maybe you could really quickly, without boring everybody.
No, I think
'cause
that's a
there's
pretty big happening
rankings.
place.
There are some rankings. They go over wellness. They go over culture, entertainment, safety. So there are a bunch of numbers that go into this that bring it to...
Which if you're on YouTube, this article will get linked up. You can kind of dig through it. We'll just give them the top ones here. Madison, Wisconsin, number one for Bachelors.
Yes.
Number two,
Yes.
our capital...
City.
Yeah.
Hartford, Connecticut. It's amazing. I mean, I'm flabbergasted. I feel like that needs to be our new. People are leaving to go to Florida, but like the Bachelors are here. Like that's that should be like on the billboard.
What they're saying is this is the best place for a Bachelor. You can get there is a
health, wellness.
There is a force of single women.
Wait, what? Is it about women or is it about men?
No, a lot of talk is centered on the force of single women in real estate.
But now they're talking
how about
men.
single men?
Yes.
Yeah, a little something for the men here once in a while.
Hey, dude, we're giving it up to you right now, here.
Let's mix something in for the men every once
you're
in a
so
while.
close to where all the single men are.
There are the top cities for single women. You want to check those out?
No, wait. You're told now you're... Where I wonder how... They're probably... I mean, I'd like to think that they're maybe kind of in the same area. Oh, look, Bridgeport. So Connecticut...
Hartford's number 3.
Madison is for women again. So
Madison,
the
Wisconsin.
single women and the single men are in the same spot.
So these are the top ones. Madison, Wisconsin, Bridgeport, Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut.
Oh, so that's where the men should go because that's where the women are.
Syracuse, New York. No, this would be if you were a female. This is where you want to be if you're a female looking for the men.
But they're the same cities.
They're the same cities. So Rochester, New York, Portland makes the women's list. Let's go back to the men's list.
But I wonder if the list is it really about single women? Like, are you trying to find a mate or is it just a place to be because it's fun to be in these cities single?
Good question.
Because it's talking about safety. It's talking about health.
Yeah, it goes into everything.
It looks like that's just probably the place that you
your
want to go.
It's your
You're
overall
not looking
life.
to get married
Culture,
in Hartford.
well-being, economics.
You're certainly not looking to get, well, I'm not even going to go
Safety.
there. I mean, a few of those are a little surprising.
We have a high safety score in Hartford, 83.
Yeah, what about Bridgeport?
Bridgeport can't be
pretty
that.
close.
Bridgeport's 79. Pretty safe.
It does look pretty safe.
Guess it depends where you go. All right. So if you missed out on The Bachelorette, that's your top cities. Maybe if you're in one of those cities, maybe there's a marketing play for you as an agent.
I think it's kind of fun.
It is kind of fun.
Or if maybe you're just looking for a mate, go there because that's the place that is drawing in the singles.
Or if you're looking for like a mate, just go to like one of these big real estate conferences. I tell you what, after hanging out with the broke agent, the broke agent who's not single actually.
No, I'm like, wait a minute, go tread lightly.
These people get pretty hammered up. You've been to these real estate conferences.
Well,
there was Tom Ferry just did a. He's a what do you call it? He marries people. What is that?
Marries people, but matchmaker?
No.
I'm sorry.
He did the service. He does the service.
Yeah. So like Justice of the Peace.
He did the service for 2 people that met. I think 5 or 6 years ago at his
summit
conference. Yeah, they met at a summit. I think in 2012. Maybe it was maybe longer than 5 years ago. 2012 they met, and then they got married just this past summer. Tom Toole, shout out Tom, was at the wedding. And Tom Ferry literally did the ceremony.
Well, in all honesty,
he always makes that joke.
But
He's
it
like,
makes sense.
It's like if you're single here, prospecting time.
But you have similar interests. Like you're both trying to run a business. You're both entrepreneurs. I mean, it makes sense.
And they
it
both
makes
happen
sense
to live in California.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a really great pool if that's really at least you're around like-minded people.
So you can either go to a real estate conference or go to Hartford, Connecticut. Those are your 2 options: bachelors and bachelorettes.
That's so funny.
All right. Really appreciate you guys listening. Appreciate everybody that supported us through that Inman Innovator.
Yes,
which
thank you.
I don't know how they even picked that, but that was
No
very
idea,
nice.
but that was fun.
And if you've got any topics you really want us to hit, we appreciate people sending us in. I got a bunch of people sending in the Amazon, people commenting about that.
Yeah, that's fun.
I thought, Sophie, this was a great video that Glenda did, which that'll be linked up in the YouTube. And obviously, throw us a damn subscription if you haven't already. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe up to this channel. We appreciate you guys. And
like a like you want like a magazine subscription?
Yeah, send me a Realtor Mag subscription.
Send me a subscription.
All right, guys, keep it real. Thank you.
Bye.